Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say, where's Dashie? Dashie is currently protecting the house as it is being bug bombed. Yeah, need to be in a hotel for tonight. Either way, I'm chill with it. Comment, like, and subscribe is a free way to help support the channel. Patreon and become a member down below. Free way to help support the channel. Okay, so moving on. We have a couple of things to go over. One of which is not only the announcement of Lambo. Obviously, Veve had announced Lambo at DesignerCon of last year. I was first to report it on Twitter. Like to pat myself on the back for that. But we also had several people also covering it, and not just anyone with just a couple 100,000 followers, although that did happen as well. We had CoinDesk, we had NFT Culture, we had Bull Street Group, we had CoinDesk again, Crypto Macro, Blockworks, NFT News Pro, and Yahoo Finance. Oh, and I'm sorry, one more, Ad Age, that had all reported on this. This is, I think, marketing in a way that you don't normally see. Somebody asked George from Crypto R Us if he cared about it. He did not really care. He's a little wishy-washy on Omi, but for the Veve stuff, he's not really a fan of. So we don't have that particular the person. I feel like a lot of people really only watch him for like Bitcoin news and other stuff anyway. But most everyone else is pretty much just getting on board. Pretty much everyone else is saying like, and did Veve go and they contacted these particular agencies, or did they contact the particular writers of these agencies and be like, hey, you had mentioned a Lamborghini in the past, this is what they're doing. Either way, the marketing is there. I'm very, very excited for it. That's numero uno on things we have to go over today. Reinterpreting David's stuff last night. I'll go over the key points of the AMA. The first and foremost that everyone's probably going to be clicking on this for is probably Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. Obviously, I have both on my body. Why? It's known across the world. All right, what did he actually mention though? When he had mentioned it on Lori's space last year when Al Kahn was a guest. I was up there speaking. David was up there, and she had dropped the bombs. Like, what about Pokemon? And he's like, okay, well, we have been in negotiations with them for some time, and we haven't really heard a peep since. So yesterday, when she drops it again, how's it going? I was like, oh God. My heart was racing on the line, wondering what he was going to say. Is it going good? Is it going bad? And he said, listen, negotiations are going very well, and I think it is only a matter of time before they feel comfortable enough to come to Veve. I don't think that's a pretty forward-looking statement. I don't think he would have said that unless that the negotiations were actually going fairly well. Don't think he would have said that unless there was a light at the end of the tunnel and he's about to go over that mountain and come out the other side with Pokemon. But again, that is my just own speculation on it. That's just my interpretation. Dragon Ball Z. So when asked about anime and stuff, and he said, well, since you mentioned Dragon Ball Z, I'll tell you this. And he goes and he says, it's very hard to get the license for Dragon Ball Z because you have, Akira Toriyama, you have Funimation, Toei Animation, you have the writers, all of which have certain rights to Dragon Ball Z, and you'd have to go and get the rights for all of them. And he didn't say that as in like, oh, this is going to be hard. Like, you don't do things because it's easy. You do things because it's hard, and feeling of accomplishment. And this type of thing is what I think David was made for. Obviously, having a great relationship with a lot of other companies in the past that have done business with them, but also, why is Lamborghini coming to us? Because other places that try to do their own NFTs, they don't really do that well. Again, Lamborghini did not do that well. So what happened? But they came to Veve. Why do I think we're going to constantly get Hello Kitty? Why do I think that we're going to get Nickelodeon? Doesn't Reeker have those licenses? Yes, they do. Am I Davy Jones in Dead Man's Chest? Because for now they have those licenses, but I don't think that's going to be like that forever. I don't really see them making that much money on it. One of the other things that he was talking about was he addressed the Spider-Man issue, and this goes a lot deeper than Spider-Man. This is a fantastic way of putting this that I wasn't even thinking about. He said, yeah, the 17,000 Spider-Man we have are really from bots. There's a lot of, that was heavily bought. There's a whole bunch of things that were heavily botted for like months. And he even said, like, looking deeper into it, we swept up anywhere from 900,000 to 1 million bot accounts, not just NFTs, bot accounts. Figuring all of them had at least one NFT in there, but most likely multiple. I mean, you have some bot accounts that are worth seven figures. I mean, that was at the height, but still. Um, that lets us know that our NFTs are much scarcer than previously thought. That means our NFTs are insanely scarce. Like, we thought there was what, 8 million, 7.5, 8 million NFTs. There's probably less than seven, probably less than six. I really think that a lot of these NFTs, especially, like, what are some of the heavily botted ones? Heavily botted ones obviously have Spider-Man. The common 17,000, more than half the supply is in those. Now, what exactly happens with that? Well, the people that did bot, they have two options. What is going on out there? There's a giant siren. Is a tornado coming? Anyway, one of the things that they have to do is they could KYC, in which case they would admit wrongdoing because they obviously using bots. It goes against terms of service. And then their collectibles are stuck in the app. They can't do anything with them. They could look at them in the showroom, but they can't sell them. Even when Veve goes interoperable, they'll never be able to bring it somewhere else. And the other thing is that they could just forfeit them. Either way, if they go and they KYC, then those NFTs are there. They're in the showroom. They can do whatever with them, but that's it. I would consider those at that point burned. If they don't KYC and they just say, "Oh, okay, I'm just I don't want to be turned to police or anything," then Veve could do one of three things with those NFTs. They could send them back to Marvel, although if the NFTs are technically already paid for and Marvel did already get their fees for them, then there's really no reason to send them back to Marvel. So that leaves us with two options. One is either Veve could use them for giveaways, Veve could use them for prizes and things, Veve could go and resell them if they would like, or they could burn them. I would like a combination of two. I would like them to burn a bunch of them, and then hold the thing like, hey, get the first appearance of Spider-Man. And this is just the commons we're talking about. We're not even talking about the secret rare. We're not talking about a bunch of other potentially stuff that's worth tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, millions if you go and count all of them. Tens of millions. You'd be taking a look at the burning, lighting so much money on fire, but also that's a really good way to get people in. Hey, sign up and buy a collectible. It doesn't matter what you buy. As long as you sign up and you have 10 collectibles, you're in the running for a Spider-Man giveaway, for a X amount of giveaway. If that's all you have to do, how many more users is that going to be? The people are not stupid. People are very intelligent, and any person, I don't care if you're in Web3, in crypto, or you're not, they could go and say like, oh, so I could download this app, and I'm not a criminal, so I can KYC. They can do whatever. I could buy 10 NFTs for probably $20-something if they get some, low mint, or they get some low tier comic book that's a couple dollars. I'd spend $20 on something, and then I'd be put in a raffle for something that could potentially be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Of course you're going to do that. Why? Is people love to gamble. I guarantee you if they did, send this to Veve, if they were to do that, they would get a bunch of users overnight just at that chance of gambling. Anyway, moving on. David mentioned exchanges yesterday as well, and he basically had just said, listen, we know which exchanges you guys want, and obviously everyone's thinking Coinbase, Binance, those two, and he said that we're going for the top exchanges. And I've heard this argument before saying like, okay, well, does the lower tier exchanges, do they really matter once you're on Binance and Coinbase? And not really. So I mean, if you're going for the top exchanges, let's say those guys, and maybe let's say like Kraken or KuCoin or something like that, then you would have other exchanges be incentivized to just renegade list, where Veve maybe would not have to pay any listing fee. And again, I'll tell you guys this. In the official Akomi Telegram chat, it's been like some people have gone there and said, how do I get in contact with, like the Akomi team? We want to list them on our exchange. And it's I've seen it before. Like, I synced it. So I guarantee you that Veve is not, begging and pleading with these exchanges. The exchanges are probably going to Veve and Akomi and saying, hey, can we list your token? And when Veve goes around and says, we're only going to be on these exchanges, other exchanges, they're either going to waive their listing fee and have them do that, or they're just going to renegade list. They technically don't need permission to do that. Anyway, moving on. We do have a few updates. They have minor updates in version v1.241 have been deployed to the web and are now pending an App Store review. I would give it, I would say a week I would say at some and maybe like 5 days. They do tend to push things out every 2 weeks on every second Tuesday or Wednesday. So that we got last update on January 31st. They pushed out another update a couple days ago. We should get that in a couple of days. So I would say we should get that. I guess maybe it should be every 3 weeks, give or take. But it was pushed out a couple days ago. Hopefully we're going to get that. I'll let you know what it is right now. It's basically said minor improvements to search, which is really cool. And they have additional enablers for MCP v1. David had announced yesterday that, yes, not only are hundreds of people in crypto pay-in beta testing, but they are rolling out MCP testing. Alex got it. Superstar Money got it. There's a bunch of people that have gotten it. So that's really exciting. The public-facing feature will be rolled out in line with the new feature rollout approach document above in the article. Veve had posted an article. We have Comics and Crypto kind of flex and say that they have 160 Luke Skywalker or the Skywalker lightsabers. The road to 1%. He's trying to get 1% of them. Veve Digital Collectibles had commented bullish. I think everyone's very bullish. First appearance of Scott Lang, the man who would become Ant-Man, is going to drop in Blind Box on Saturday, on the 18th. Speaking of Veve, let's go over sales. Let's go over a couple of things. For the Lamborghini, it is going to be $70 blind box. That $70 blind box is going to be across the lines of how many of these? It's going to be 6,244 of them between the uncommon, the rare, ultra rare, and secret rare. And in total, if they all sell out, Veve will have grossed $437,080 on that. So shout out to them for that. I'm pretty sure it will. Everyone's really hyped about this. David mentioned yesterday that people that had gotten in on the pre-sale of Omi will get a code where they could redeem them. To my knowledge, I think the only one that I know that qualifies for that, I think, is Crypto Rain. Outside of Crypto Rain, I don't know anyone else that was in long enough to be in the pre-sale. I don't think Puddin' Cheeks was. I don't think Brock was. I don't think people that are close to the team. I don't know anyone. If you do, comment down below because I'm really interested in that. So the OG Chucky doll, the one that, it's not even the OG doll. It's like kind of the newer one that we had a few months ago. David Yu's son. That had sold out. So I expected this to at least come close, but it only sold 303 today. So it's really not a lot. That Veve only generating about $15,000 in that. There is 2,273 of them left. I'm not sure what they're going on for the market. I'll check that right now for you. They're actually not going too far below retail. The retail at $50, but you can get them on secondary for $44. I mean, at that point, I would just rather get one of my own and maybe chance getting a sub 100 or a special mint. But that'd be really cool. But yeah, Chucky did not do well today. And it is a first appearance too, because it's Chucky's Bloody Valentine where he has Tiffany. So I thought it'd be pretty dope. But obviously, I'm saving my gems for hopefully the Ant-Man Marvel Mighties that hopefully get announced, and then I'm saving it for the Lambo, obviously. The first appearance of Shuri Black Panther sold about maybe 3,000 of them, so about 21,000 in top line revenue for them. So it actually wasn't too bad of a day for them. 21 plus 50, so about $36,000. Probably pay for a couple of people's salaries maybe. Obviously calculating the secondary burn as well. Alex reports that we're getting there, folks. Initial beta is underway, and I look forward to enjoying my points total until literally anyone else gets access and immediately outranks me. Basically, Alex is just saying that he doesn't have a ton of collectibles. Moving on. Superstar Money says, if you get points today, does that mean that they expire in 6 months from today or from the public release of MCP? Assuming there will be stuff to spend on points within the 6-month period. Alex says that point expiration timeline is likely will not begin until there is a way to use them. So let's say if there's no way to use them until June, they won't start until June. That's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say I love you. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.